Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, so in a moment, we're going to reflect on a novel written by Eli Wiesel, excuse me. And this novel is called Dawn. The purpose of this is to figure out whether it's based on freedom fighting or is it based on terrorism. So, first, I'm going to explain what the two are. So, freedom fighting is a person Freedom fighters is a person who can take part in violent struggle to achieve a political goal, especially in order to overthrow their government. Now that's freedom fighters. A terrorist is a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians in the pursuit of political aims. Excuse me. Now, this book is based on the main character who is Elisha. Elisha is an 18-year-old Holocaust survivor who still haunted by the memories of the still feel haunted by the memories he experienced during that time. His character can be mistaken as a terrorist, but he's really a freedom fighter. He's been fighting for his life from the beginning of being captive to being released. He never stopped fighting. Everyone has a different take on who or what they believe a freedom fighter is or a terrorist is. The only thing that matters in the moment is his life being on the line once again. Now, within the book or within the story, it was one quote that really stood out to me, and I'm gonna just read it and then explain why I felt or just explain my opinion on it. So here it goes. You are the sum total of what we have been, said the youngster who looked like my former self. In a way, we are the ones to execute John Dawson because you can't do it without us. Now, did you see? I was beginning to understand an act so absolute as that of killing involves not only the killer but as well as those who have formed him. In murdering men, I was making them murderers. Now, this quote, not necessarily saying it's touching, but it speaks volumes without speaking on the key factors. This quote determines if Elijah is a terrorist or a freedom fighter. This quote tells the truth behind decisions that affect everyone around you. In this moment, you have to figure out how vulnerable your life is compared to others. The weight is on your shoulders, and fighting for freedom is the purpose. How he handles it literally falls either in his hands or in his lap. It's up to him. Now, the author of this book, Eli Wiesel, is also a Holocaust survivor. He was born in 1928. Once freed, he went to Paris and he studied and became a journalist. He was a very gifted writer. He published many books and writings. In 1958 is when he published his first book. He was someone who wanted to give back what he learned. He talked about the things that happened during the Holocaust and he made sure everyone who would listen to him knew the truth. He never sugarcoated anything. He spoke how he felt and he said it with pride and dignity. Now, when it comes to his story, multiple people from different origins and backgrounds can relate to it, such as Eva Moses Core or Mushara Mumad Khattab. Now, you may be asking, like, who are these people? I'm going to name them. I'm going to tell you about them, and here it goes. Eva Moses Core is not only known for surviving the Holocaust, she was known for the forgiveness advocate and being a public speaker. What most people don't know about her is that she is a twin and her sister haven't seen each other since they were separated at the age of 6. She uses her voice to spread awareness and help educate others on the Holocaust so they can understand the severity during that time. She was well known for her messages on peace and equality, and she explained that the greatest gift she could ever give the world is forgiveness. Because you can't take back the time when things were playing out. So all you can do is forgive and move forward. Now, Mushara Mumad Khattab is a little bit different. She is a well known Egyptian human rights activist. She is also a former politician and diplomat. She held the position as a minister for family and populations as well as ambassador to South America. Mushara is someone who speaks up for the rights of children and women in Egypt and MENA region. All of her work for human rights have been recognized not only internationally, but she won the two highest honors that can be bestowed on any foreign national in South Africa and Italy. Her job was speaking on the distreatment of kids and women, mothers, all of it. Anything that didn't sit right with her, she spoke on about. She didn't sit there and let it happen. She made moves. The comparison between the three. Now, even though Mushara didn't have like as much of a troubled life, or she didn't really experience as much as Eli Wiesel or Eva Kor did, she still understood the process. Eli Wiesel and Eva Kor, they all had their own mission, was to tell the truth and be honest and spread awareness. The one thing that they all three have in common is the fact that they all fight for what is right and how they love to educate others on human rights and what stories they are not being told. Eva Kor and Eli were both Holocaust survivors, and they lived to tell their story, their experiences. Mushara Mumai Khattab, she really worked her way up, and I'm going to just say that. She started from people doubting her, not believing in her, feeling like what she doing wasn't right. People didn't like her because of what she was doing. In that moment, women wasn't in such powerful positions, and she took that on with strength and dignity. Eli Wiesel, he went through his family being deported to a concentration camp in Germany. His parents and his sisters were killed. Only himself and his two sisters, older sisters, were the only ones to live from their family. And in 1945, he was taken to Paris, where he studied and worked as a journalist. And what people might forget, that the first book that he published, all the material was based on his life. Any book that he published was based or featured about his real life. Every book, all the 35 books that he published have some type of part of him inside of there. Eva Moses Kor, her and her sister was victims of medical experiments at the hands of Nazi doctors. Due to the injections given, she was told that she only had weeks to live. In 1945, Eva and her sister moved to Romania with their aunt, where they were separated from their parents and their two other sisters during the selection platform, not knowing that that was the last time they was going to see their family. Their stories all have one thing in common, and it's the fact that they all struggled to be who they are or be who they were. Eva Kor touched hundreds of people over her 85 years through her messages of overcoming tragedy, finding forgiveness, and healing. Such did Eli Wiesel. She advocated for forgiveness for those who committed the horrific crimes during that era. She spent decades educating people around the world about the Holocaust and speaking about their experience. Her lectures and guided tours are key elements of the campus educational mission. Now, her and Eli Wiesel both use their voices to be heard. They both worked at different colleges. All of them had some type of professional aspect where they were professors and they spoke on their life. And that is the purpose. Like, that is the purpose of life, is speaking your truth. And here we go. What is their purpose? Eli Wiesel, Eva Kor, and Mushara Mumai Khattab all spoke on their experiences and are all advocates for their people. They are freedom fighters who refuse to let their self or their people's story go unheard. They spoke truth, and the truth behind their words had pain, but the pain turned into strength. The strength pushed them to keep fighting and not give up. From starting with their community to people all over the world, they use their words to help create change. Their words are powerful, and people will listen and respect what they are saying. When you become not necessarily in a powerful position, but when you've been through so much hurt, struggle, and pain, you turn all of that into determination to do better. And that's exactly what they did. They weren't terrorists. They were freedom fighters. This book is based on freedom fighters. This book is based on people jumping over that hurdle and making it to the finish line. And with that being said, have a great night. And you all should really read the book because it's good.